Very good morning, learner, friends, students. Today I'm going to start a new topic called that how generative AI can be used for market research. And all of you know the generative application of generative AI in various domain. It's at lots of scope to start. So today I'll be focusing on the how it can be used for the market research. So, as a marketer, as a professor of marketing domain, I know that we have been using market research, right, as a topic, and we have used various tools and techniques, starting from marketing research using the primary data, secondary data. We used various statistical tools for this. But here, when I am discussing about something like generative AI, application in market research, I'll be using mostly the OpenAI sources that is called the ChatGPT. So let us start today's description. So what is the content today? Will be discuss about the what are the various application of generative AI in market research, and in that we'll be also doing the survey creation. These are the primary data collection, and when we have the primary data and secondary data, when we'll have the analysis from both primary and secondary data, how these two kind of data can be combined for the actionable insight. And I'll be discussing the all these steps using a sample case analysis. So let us start. Today's topic is called the application of generative AI in various spheres. So first is it can be used for the data collection and management. When we do the data collection from the primary sources or secondary sources, we follow the certain steps. Let us consider when we collect data from the secondary sources, and very popularly we collected it for the websites or the secondary data other sources. So how that generative AI can be used in this case, we'll show a demo. And second, and once you collect the data, how you can do the analysis, visualization, and reporting, that we also do with the help of a generative AI. And finally, you have a time series data. You can do the trend analysis, even the cross-sectional data across product. You can do the trend analysis, and we'll also do a demo based on how you can create a survey based on the generative AI prompts. And finally, we combine the data for generating insight and actionable insights. So let us start. The very first one is the data collection and management. How do you collect data? The primary sources of data collection is a website. So from the website we can scrap data, and we know that there are various Python software is there that you can use various codes to scrap data, right? But here we use the generative AI. I'll show you a demo for this. And once you collect the data, you can form the table, charts, and other statistics by using the prompt command. And if you find that some data are really outlier and some are not required, you can filter it out. That means that you can do the quality monitoring using the generative AI. So when it comes to the analysis, right, the analysis is basically we call that qualitative analysis and quantitative analysis. So when you fetch data like the remarks, unstructured data, reviews, so you can do the qualitative analysis. Or maybe you collected data for their pros and cons detail of a product. So we can see that what are the comments used by the reviewer to say as a product as a cons or pros, and you can do this. You can do the sentiment analysis, and based on all this data you can generate the insight generation, reporting, and finally once you have all this data you can create a story, right, to support that data. So what's the beauty of using the generative AI? One way it helping you to analyze the data, another way you can generate insight and also attach a story, right, behind the data. So that's why it is very very compelling. When what we see it here, the generative AI tools, especially for the market research, widely used in various domains. Like as I mentioned, it could be used in e-commerce, then health sector, climate studies, right? You can have an access of vast amount of data. You have that access, time series insights, you can do the prediction. And what is the most important of all these activities, because it's reduce the workload, right? And starting from the backend coding, data collection, analysis, prediction, all everything done with the help of a generative AI. So similarly, you can create. Normally, I used to do that the survey creation manually. We do that. Look at the problem at hand. We design this survey instrument to collect the data. here we will show you the certain secondary data, and we tell the GP to create a questionnaire based on that secondary data, and we can send the data for the primary data collection. We can fetch the responses and upload the datasheet on the GPT for the analysis. But for our classes, what we will do, we'll send a questionnaire outside. Now we are not doing that. What we do, we use the GPT to fill up the dummy set, and we upload the dummy set, and we analyze the dummy set, right? And finally we do the sentiment analysis based on the qualitative report given by the respondent, right? So primary data and secondary data, what we have, basically you can generate insight by giving a prompt to generative AI sessions. Now, what are the two tools I will be using here? So it's called the Chat GPT. OpenAI Chat GPT is a 3.5, the free one, and also the open source Python code, right? So don't be scared, because there is a little coding involved over there. I will show you the steps one by one. So let us do. So there are two things. The few steps will be on the GPT, and the rest few will be on Python. And then I fetch the same data onto the GPT to the analysis. Let us start the practical session. So here the case example is the 5G mobile phone under 20,000. Let us do this keywords and put it in the Google. So I am going into the Google, right? So let us do this. So I already put the keyword in the Google search, 5G mobile phone under 20,000. So I am going to scrap the secondary data, right? What you see it here, you can see the 5G mobile phone. I'm not going the all popular e-commerce. Maybe this is the one I like to show. Let me open up this one. So my secondary data set is ready. What we see it here, there are 1143 mobile phones brand are listed on that. What are the characteristics mentioned? As a reader, I can see each mobile phone is rated against performance, display, camera, battery, and there are many other factors, and rupees also mentioned. And one important thing is that the rating given by the 91 mobiles, that is the 99% spec score, that's given by the system. So it helps customer to look for the further reviews, or maybe they will help you to customer to purchase the particular product based on price and other factors, right? So I'm going to scrap this product. So for that, what I need certain prompts. So now the next session, once my secondary data source is ready, what I will do now, I will go to the Chat GPT. Again, for this Chat GPT, you have the Chat GPT prompt should be ready. So let us go with this Chat GPT. So this is the chat prompt. For that, be very clear. So I already created a one prompt sheet. So I will go show you the prompt sheet one by one, and I do the operation. So very first thing is basically what we call that the step one. So here I am not using the typical Chat GPT session, but rather I will go to the specially created Chat GPT session, right? And that is, you can get it from the Explore GPT. And in the Explore GPT, I will call for the specially designed chat session, right? That is used for basically marketing research. So here I select the marketing research analytics for Christopher Claus, right? So let us do how we can do this. Okay, so once we have this, so you can come here, like you come here, and from there you can search, right? So it is a marketing research analytics. You can type it and you can show it here, the marketing research analytics consultants already there. So I click it, or you can type it there. So this specially GPT session is trained on data, right? And data visualization is mentioned over there. So I start this session. These are the capabilities. The session developer, one of the advantages, the creator will not see your ad, so it is secured. It is mentioned by the GPT platform. So I am going to start my special GPT session, especially for the market analysis, right, or data analysis. So let us start the session. Okay, so my session is starting. Okay, now you can see it here, the session is starting. Okay, and now I come to the next one. So this is my secondary data. This secondary data I like to fetch by using the GPT using particular prompt. So let us see the prompt sheet. So when I go to the prompt sheet, here is the second steps, right? The second steps already done, but again I like to go for a prompt, create a data set, right? So I put it this prompt because here I mentioned display, camera, battery, spec score of 5G and all this. So I also listed you take the data from this and put that in a tabular format. Okay, so I put it here. Hope this is visible, right? So I go to the GPT session. I put the prompt here, right? So once I have put the prompt here, now I seek the information. Okay, so it is fetching the data. You can see the message over here in the GPT says start developing the tables consisting all the brands, mobile, processor, RAM, display, and all this, right? And also it takes camera, a camera, battery, pricing, display size, and all these factors they fetch it from this here: display, camera, battery, right, performance, and spec score, and finally the price. And finally you can see the spec score, price, right? So data table is ready. So this is for the demo purpose, and I am using the chat gpt, the 3.5, the free version. So certain references, the data is ready. Now the next step is basically I like to do the manual scraping. Let us do the manual scraping. So what I do, I put a this prompt, create a same data sheet based on the following data. So you can use this prompt. So I put it here, following data. So I again go to the page, I do the cut paste over here. So you can do it manually. So for the first 20 page listing, I am taking from here. Okay, so drag and okay, I the first page, first 1 to 20 mobile I take, copy, then I go to the GPT session, I paste the data over here. Let us see how it works, right? I again execute, right? And it takes, now it will take again. Okay, so what you see it here, again same thing is pasted. So I take, you can automatically fetch, or you can cut paste file over here, and then it will again start generating the same data over here also, right? Okay, various mobile listed over here, you can see. Okay, now 5G mobile dataset is ready. Now the next one is I like to download this file as a, for the Python environment. So for that I need a Python code for this operation. So let us do the Python code fetch, and that you can, the Python code will be given the particular session. So I put the next prompt and I get a Python code from here. So system start generating Python codes. So you can see they import panda as PD, different ways. So it start fetching the data. Okay, so it already fetched the data. So let me do the copy this command. Now I already opened the numpy. So once I'm in numpy, so open a new session over here. So I open a code environment over here. Yes, my Jupyter notebook, the first line command I put it. I run the commands and you can see it here, it gets executed, right? So now the next one is, and you see the nicely they listed the tables over here. Now what I need to do, I need to download this table. Okay, so let us do next prompt is basically, you see this, I put it here. So I like to download this whole file into my desktop. So the path extension you have to give. So let me come and put it in the desktop. So this is the command, and here you need to mention. So I put it again, the command, and I run it again. So it is already stored in my, desktop. So what I have created, I scrapped the data from the secondary sources and put everything in a, in a CSV file, and that is stored in my desktop. Right now, once my data set is ready, then I like to upload into my GPT session, right? So let us go to this one. So I close this code. Okay. So now again, I come back to my GPT session. In the GPT session, I need to upload the data. So what I do hit here, the step 5. So let me upload this. So here, from here, you can upload the data from the computer. So I could see the 5G mobile data set is already downloaded over there. So I attach the file. You can see it here, the file is getting attached, so my file is already there. So secondary data is created using Python environment and same is uploaded on the GPT. Now I like to do the trend analysis. The trend analysis is about the pricing trend or spec score with the brand for the various brand based on the attached file. So because this is the prompt you need to give over there, so my prompt is ready. Okay, so here I put it, so it will start fetching. It shows that I'm analyzing the pricing trends from the various brand based on the previous data set provided. So, so it is, yeah, it takes time. Now it shows, plots the graph, and the data is fetching from that particular CSV file. It shows certain trends, insights from the analysis, pricing trends, spec score, right? So these are the important insight you can get it from this analysis. Now the next step is basically the survey creation. So for what I have done, basically I have fetch the data from the secondary sources, put it into the CSV file, and that is done in the Python environment. From there, that data is uploaded on the GPT session. I have done analysis. Now I am trying to create a primary data, like whatever mentioned. I like to collect the data from the various buyers. So I create a survey from asking customer about the phone. So let us create this. So this I put it there, like phone's display, camera, battery, price, and all this, and ask their critical evaluation and prompt. And further, um, here the ask their detailed critical evaluation, the detailed critical evaluation of products and further recommendations. So I put it this way. So my analysis will create a form. So let me create, this is the primary data collection. I create a form, so it start creating the forms. Okay, so survey form is getting created, you know, name, age. You can also specific information, you give the demographic details and all this, detailed evaluation. So mhm. Okay, so if I put a different evaluation like detail, I remove the details, I put it a different, like I put it a this brand price, or maybe I can also I put it this way, like there, and there further recommendation I put this much. Then let's see, right, how it comes. So I copy paste, doing same thing, I write it here, this. Let us see how it works. So I put it here again, I put it here, and the comments I put, let me check. Oh, I like to take again similar kind of looks basically, but I like to see the comments around battery and all this. So let me check whether it generates or not. Mm-hmm. Okay, so and then I further mention that in Likert scale. Let us do this using Likert scale. Okay, uh, use survey in Likert scale. So let us do this. So various option I am checking, right? Okay, say they create this survey like in terms of phone uses, preference, detail evaluation, right? Further recommendation. Now what I do basically, I put another form. Now my survey form is created. Now I like to create 10 survey responses. Let us create 10 survey responses for the survey instrument. Let us quickly do it. uh, yeah, quickly do it. So 10 survey responses. Now they start creating survey responses. Fill up the form. So it will take some time. So normally you should do this with the help of a primary data collection, right? So primary, but again, since the time is limited, just I'm collecting the data by using the GPT. Okay. So 10 responses already collected. Okay. Then finally, I do the analysis called the sentiment analysis. Let us do any sentiment analysis, but we need to have a detailed data. So still, I like to show you certain about the sentiment analysis. That sentiment analysis should be based on the detailed recommendation. So if you get detailed recommendation, it's good. Then otherwise, that your sentiment analysis is not that much effective. Sentiment show the shares based on the uh, here I put the based on the okay collected data. Mhm. You can see the database. So yes, now based on this analysis, you can do the overall sentiment. Let us do the sentiment analysis over here. So they are analyzing the sentiment, but you will get more insight if the customer share more detail their subjective and objective evaluation. Yes, so this is something they shared, but many more analysis you can create, and you can see the Python code on the back, right? So the now up to this, what we have done, we have collected data from the primary, we have collected data from the secondary. Now I like to combine this primary and secondary data to generate the insight. Right? Let us go to the last prompt that now summarize the key strategic action for the company based on the primary and secondary data. So let us do the last option. So yeah, so you can see it here, the various options they share based on this. Yeah, the action points. So I come to them. I know this is not that much very elaborate, and we are using the generative AI 3.5, so this is a free version, but you can very well fine tune it your prompt, and you can trial two three trial and then come with the suitable prompt. So I feel that's all from my side as of now, right? So thank you for your time, and if you want some have any queries, you can put me in a comment, so I will be happy to help you.